What's going on, everybody? Hope you all are having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to be checking out some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War gameplay, and yes, I'm actually going to be using the MAC-10 SMG once again in this gameplay, and to be honest with you guys, I really hope you guys do give this weapon a chance, even if you don't enjoy it too much right now. I do believe in the future, if you go ahead and continuously use this weapon and get more attachments for it, and find out specifically what you enjoy about this gun, I think you will really enjoy it. I'm being honest with you guys, the more I play with this thing, the more comfortable I get, and it's just the ultimate run and gun weapon. Yes, the recoil pattern does get a little hectic from time to time, but as you unlock more attachments and get more used to the weapon and the recoil, you'll understand what type of situations you need to put yourself in, whether it's more close quarters, maybe sometimes medium. You'll just know what to do when you're playing on specific maps when it comes to using the MAC-10, and God, it just shreds. You guys are going to see in this gameplay how good this weapon truly is. But today, I really have to talk to you guys about Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and just my disappointment for how this game was handled. I mean, come on guys, let's be honest here. This game was not handled correctly, especially when it comes to Activision forcing this game out so early when it needed so much more time to become a full title. And I feel like the developers know this and they're trying to get as much content out for this video game as soon as possible because, like I said, it has no content, the game is a buggy mess. Everything that could have possibly went wrong with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War went wrong. It's a game that is good down to its core, and to be honest with you guys, it might be one of the best Call of Duty games we will probably ever see that's ever made. I'm going to be honest, but it's just not there yet. The same thing with Modern Warfare. I saw tons of potential when it came to Modern Warfare. I thought Modern Warfare could be an amazing video game, but there were one too many things wrong with the game itself that really pushed me away from wanting to give it the props that it deserves, and same thing with Cold War right now. Great game. I see the foundation of this title, and like I always say, it's not noob friendly. It's made for more experienced players, people who want to get into gunfights. There's like barely any camping in this video game. It's so run and gunny. It's a great COD game, but it's just not there yet. It is a buggy, laggy, glitchy mess. The maps are mediocre at best. The amount of variety when it comes to attachments is not many. It's just like Modern Warfare where you pick one set of attachments for every group of weapons. I do the same thing for each and every gun. There's no variety. There's nothing that you want to test or play with. It's a very bland, basic video game, which is why it can't compete with some of the best in the series right now. Games like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I'll even throw in Black Ops 3. That was a pretty banging video game. But all of those games had something really special down to the core that really pushed it out there and made people love it. Cold War doesn't have that yet. The foundation is perfect. Literally, it could potentially be the best Call of Duty game we'll ever see. But it will take years of time to get it there, which I don't personally understand. I don't know why in the first couple of months, they can't just put out a game that is good for once. You know, it always has to take time. It always has to be a year cycle of them slowly forming the game into something that's actually Call of Duty. And yes, even in the past, games weren't released perfect. You know, clearly there's going to be issues, bugs, problems, and all this stuff. But back then, we still got variety. There were still tons of weapons that came at launch, tons of different attachments that everybody had their own variety and perks and attachments and weapons. The maps weren't just mediocre. They were outstanding, some of the best in the series that people still want to see brought back till this day. They did amazing things in the past, and now it's currently all about the money to them. They want to be able to take all the content away from this video game, make it the most bland experience at first, and then slowly drip feed us over time, getting more and more of our money by quote-unquote making it free content, when in reality it's not free content. It's content that's already done that's being taken away from us and slowly being fed back. There was even a leak that there's like 100 plus cosmetic items that are ready for the store and good to go, and even more cosmetics being worked on. And they could do all of this stuff. They could do all of this work to make sure that the store is perfection, which it really is. I'm not going to lie. They have some really dope skins in the store. But why is it in Modern Warfare and in Cold War? I'm not talking about the past. The past can wait because Black Ops 4 released with pretty good gameplay. It was a pretty decent game right off the bat. Even though there was issues, it was still a lot of fun. And their store wasn't like this at first. You know, they had crappy items and other stuff came on later, even though their microtransaction system was awful in that game. World War II, I would say the same thing. Store wasn't absolutely outstanding. It wasn't a lot of good, variants of weapons. But it was still a decent game off start, even though the overhaul really did make it a perfect Call of Duty game at that point. Like the ultimate arcade shooter. It really feels like an arcadey type game. But at the beginning, it still wasn't completely unbearable. There was still a decent amount of weapons and attachments. And look at the game now. World War II has an insane category of weapons and attachments and maps and stuff that you can do with, even though you have to pay and stuff. Regardless of the point, these older games are not even that old. Not like 10 years ago, like 3-4 years ago, weren't even as bad as what we're getting now. This new system that they're trying to implement into Call of Duty is really ruining this title. And then, like I said, on top of that, the game wasn't even ready to be released. It's a bunch of crap. It's not optimized, it's not perfected, and it just has no content in the title. It's buggy, it's glitchy, and along with insanely thick skill-based matchmaking, according to a bunch of people, even though my lobbies personally have been pretty casual lately, still a mass majority of the community is complaining about skill-based matchmaking in this video game. So apparently, that's a massive thing still to this day, and in the beginning it was god-awful. Trust me, oh my god, the worst skill-based matchmaking, even worse than Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Just go back and listen to some of my rants. I talk about, oh my god, God, it's awful, man. It's just awful. I simply do not understand why Activision can prioritize all of this other stuff to make sure that the microtransactions are sold on time. They make sure it's enough content taken away from the game that we slowly keep coming back over and over and over again. They're playing mental games with us. They're testing us like we're lab rats, you know? They're literally doing all these different things in these Call of Duty titles to test to see how we as the consumer will react to certain things they do in-game when it comes to the store, the battle pass, how much content we get in the game, how quickly they should give us content. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and they're doing way too much. It's Call of Duty. It's a video game. It's not that big of a deal. I wish they would just put more of their time and resources and money into making sure the game comes out finished, complete, good. These past two Call of Duty games have been awful when it comes to bugs. Game-breaking glitch after game-breaking glitch, every single update that's released in these type of video games. To be honest with you guys, this just simply should not be allowed. Companies should not be able to release video games in the current state that Black Ops Cold War is in. This should be illegal. And actually, if you guys didn't notice, Cyberpunk got removed off of the PlayStation Store, so maybe it is hope for the Call of Duty franchise. This might force Activision into focusing more into making sure the game is complete over making sure that there's more content that's coming later on that people can toss money at them for the battle passes and all this nonsense. Maybe this will actually make a difference in the Call of Duty franchise. It won't really help anything with skill-based matchmaking, but it will make sure that we get complete video games. Because right now, these companies, these corporations, they're not worried. They're not stressed. They have nothing on their mind right now. They could literally release the most unfinished title in the universe, and they could still keep it on all platforms. You can get on the PlayStation Store, Microsoft Store, you can buy it on PC, and with no issue. They will not take it down, they will not remove it, nothing. But now after Cyberpunk, Sony is cracking down on these issues, because as you guys know, Cyberpunk was a massive glitch fest when it came to PlayStation. I'm not sure about Xbox, and I think PC was pretty good if you had a good rig going on there. But on PlayStation, it ran awful, so they just took it off the store. They didn't want to deal with it, and they're actually offering refunds to anybody who wants one for that video game for the PlayStation. That's insane, and it's great news, because this might mean that companies are no longer allowed to focus only on microtransactions, and they need to make sure that their game can actually run. Seriously, people are spending all of their hard-earned money on this game, and games aren't cheap. They're $60 per each game, and some of these games don't even last longer than a month, but they're charging them all of that money for something that's not even going to work correctly. You know, that's just... it's not right. At the end of the day, it's not right. And on top of that, these corporations are adding in all these extra things you can buy in the game, which is completely insulting, because I already spent $60 on your video game, and it doesn't work. And instead of fixing the game, you're going to advertise more things for me to spend in the game? No, fix the game first. Make it run good. Make it run properly. And maybe I'll open my wallet and actually give you something for making a game that's worth the full $60 that it costs. But obviously, I'm not giving them money any other way, because right now the skill-based matchmaking is a massive issue in the community, and of course we all join forces to not go ahead and get battle passes or buy things from the store, so I'm going to stay out of that nonsense. But I'm just saying, overall, they need to make sure the game is worth the money before adding all this extra stuff in. 100 plus cosmetics, and where are all the weapons that should be in this game, or all the maps that should be in this game? Basically, when the game first released, it was the beta maps, plus like, what, 2? That's ridiculous, man. That's seriously ridiculous. There needs to be more content that's given to us, like back in the day. If they did that, Call of Duty would be in a much better state, and people would be a lot more happier with it. But I guess I can't really complain, because this current microtransaction system model works perfectly for them. It's making them tons of money, billions of dollars just solely off of Call of Duty. Clearly something is going right, so I don't know, maybe for the rest of the Call of Duty series, we're just going to see a lack of content in the beginning of the game, and we're going to have to wait a full year to get the full experience. But let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that maybe one day we will see Call of Duty make a return with an absolute banger. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, and by all means, if you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also, want to catch me live stream some video games that do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.